everyone, and welcome back to Gamestack Podcast, right here on We Just Love Games Network. You're listening to episode 209, Digital Discomfort. This week feels like one of those rare moments where the entire Western Hemisphere quietly agreed to stay inside and play video games at the same time. Winter weather hitting the majority of us sent us into cozy vibes, mild chaos, and a shared sense that reality can wait a few moments. Some of you are just killing time, while others are accidentally building a new personality around a single game, and at least 3 of you are currently convincing yourselves that a 12-hour play session counts as self-care. We've got community stories, digital comfort food, people discovering old games like they're brand new, and that familiar lie we all tell ourselves, I'll only play for an hour. There will be news, market numbers, emotional investments in fake economies, and the slow realization that the backlog is not a list, it's a lifestyle. Joining me this evening is Raven's View. We are your hosts. Let's pretend this was planned all along. Hi, Raven. How you doing?
I'm doing good. And you?
I'm doing all right. It's
Yeah.
Friday. We made it through the
Yes.
week.
Nobody
Holy-
froze.
Well, it was pretty cold here, but not as cold as our friends to the south. That's for
Toronto is
sure.
bad, and Mexico.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're in Ontario. You probably got hit with some cold weather and snow too, didn't you?
Yeah, but I guess it doesn't bother us quite as much as people in Toronto because I mean, I remember when I worked down there, you'd see people running between their
Right.
meetings and in suit jackets and clutching their suit jacket up, saying, "Oh, it's so cold." Well, yeah, I have a parka.
Yeah. One skiff of snow and the whole world stops turning.
Mm.
Yeah. It was interesting. Jess was sending me messages on Discord, and she was like, "There's snow on the ground." And I can't believe that there's ice. I can't remember the last time we had ice, and she lives in Texas.
Mm.
So, yeah, it's been a pretty good week, I think, overall. I mean, I made it through. I worked remotely on Wednesday because I had to get through some pretty time sensitive project deliverables for my job. And yeah, it's just I'm ready for the weekend. Any plans for the weekend?
Is it a weekend? I'm retired.
Oh, right. You're
remember, so,
retired.
yeah,
Every day
yeah.
is the weekend. Gosh.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe go visit my son on Sunday. He's got a DJ toy, one of these boxes with a couple of turntables on it that you can spin like digital things, and you pump the music into it, and you have the songs going
Yeah,
along, and
yeah.
you can skew them, and you time them, and you get the beats, and go, and you fade one in, fade one out. He did a video. I'll send you a link to the video. He's good. This
Really?
is,
Oh,
yeah.
you say that like you're surprised, like you were expecting him to be bad.
Well, I wasn't aware that he had a really good sense of music. Apparently he does. And the way he flies, his fingers fly over all the buttons and controls,
Right.
he knows how this works. So,
Oh, okay. Well,
I'll get a live demo.
yeah. Well, I suppose we should hop into a show. Before we do that, we're going to roll our new Oak and Crow coffee ad.
If your morning coffee needs more soul, more character than your usual brew, then Oak and Crow coffee is for you. This is specialty coffee with an attitude, roasted with punk and metal energy straight out of New York's indie scene. Oak and Crow is coffee for people who actually care what's in their cup. Check them out and brew with Oak and Crow coffee at oakandcrow.com to level up your morning ritual.
And that ad is new to the show. It is voiced over by one of our lovely members of the WJLG community. And I won't say which one because they wish to remain anonymous. But thank you for contributing your voice to making the show even better than it already is. If you are listening live, we love you. Thank you for joining us this Friday evening. If you are listening to the show after the fact, thank you for your continued support. Tell your friends about the show. Write us in. We always love to get mail and talk about some of the questions that you have for us. The Discord has been super busy this week. We've been everybody has been posting like their snowy pictures in the lobby. of like, you know, their front door is covered by like 5 feet of snow, or their vehicle is completely like snowed in and they have to dig it out. Another thing that has taken Discord by storm is this new hot cold game on Reddit. It is a game of guessing where you've got to figure out the word, and the word is themed in a particular way. So the other day, the word was editor. And I started with like pie, and then I went to peach, and then I went to like all these different iterations of words and categories and families of words before I got to, it took me like 28 minutes to figure out the word, but I was like hellbound to figure out what that word was. It's very addicting. We all hate it, but we're still doing it. Lots of screenshots and stories, lots of challenge photos to share with all of you. And RTZ has been very busy posting ads in the Gamestack marketplace for games that are on sale. So we'll share that with you as well. And Kawaii Banana Sushi actually shared a really cool project that she spent over a year working on. I'm going to share this with you guys right now on the B-roll because, oh, that is the wrong screen. Okie dokie. We'll just not share that B-roll right now. Yeah, she's been working on this art project where she's been cross-stitching like it's a Fallout themed cross stitch. There it is. I've got it now. It's a Fallout themed cross stitch, and she's got like the rad stags on here, and she's got the death claw and the rad scorpion and the power armor and a Nuka-Cola. It looks so good. If you want to see it, go check it out. How can people join our Discord, Raven?
Oh, it's your Discord. I don't know. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
if you want to join the Discord, we're still working out the kinks, folks. If you want to join the Discord, you can go to our Twitch page in the About section, and the link is there. Or you can send one of us a message on Discord, and we'll get you the invite. But that is the Chat After Dark. There's so much that goes on in there. We love you all for continuing to contribute to that community. Tonight, we do have some news. We're going to share some stocks and what's going on in the video game stock market with you. We don't have any mail, but we have a Gamestack challenge that we need to go through and a new challenge for you. We're going to talk about what the community is playing, and then we're going to be talking about what we've been up to this past week. So let's hop into it with this just in. Take it away, Raven.
Well, our first story was sort of a feel-good story. I thought I'd start off with. It's about Sue Jacot, a granny from Arizona, and so I assume that it'd be pronounced jacket down there. Her grandkids set her up on Minecraft last fall, and she just took off. She loved it, and she's got onto YouTube. She's on YouTube as Gamma Crackers.
Grandma crackers?
Gamma?
No, I think it's grandma.
Is it grandma?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm looking at it. I'm literally looking at it right now. It's called. Let's pull it up on the B-roll.
Typo. Sorry, my bad. I wondered. I was wondering why it was called Gamma. Is it part of Alpha Beta?
Yeah. That's adorable. So she started playing Minecraft.
Yeah, and she's got over 200,000 subs now, and she's raising money for cancer treatment for her 17-year-old grandson.
That's so cute.
He's got a sarcoma cancer, which
less cute.
Less cute.
Yeah.
Over 200 chemos in a year, so I assume he's been doing it for a bit, but she's having to pay for it, and he is now cancer-free.
Oh my gosh, that's so special. That's so special. That's incredible.
So that's a good story. Then in other news,
well, I mean, sorry, hold on. I just want to so I'm just showing some B-roll. She's like going through her little Minecraft world. She looks like she actually really knows what she's doing. She's got it all figured out. She's chasing rabbits with ropes and and shooting zombies in the night with arrows. Oh yeah, she's a better shot than I am for sure. That's great. I love when mature gamers get involved in the community like this.
Mhm.
And I love when it sparks a little bit of an addiction. Have you heard about that one grandma that she bought an N64 and she bought Mario 64 for her grandson because her grandson's friends wouldn't let him play the N64. So she took him to the store and bought him his own. And then she kept it at her house. But then she was the one that got addicted to all the games. And now she has these like super rare, expensive NES Zelda and N64 games that are like really rare and like lots of money. It's like crazy. She has them still in the packages and stuff. Yeah. I spent like 30 minutes the other day watching this video. It was so wholesome.
Good for you.
There's a lot of other older community streamers. Teach Courage is another one that I really enjoy. Moz is another, but she's not really active online as much. Daddio is another mature, older streamer who is live pretty much almost every day. Daddio483, he's an avid listener of the podcast and the community as well. You should go check him out. Anyways, sorry. I wanted to give some shameless plugs to all of my friends.
No, that's good. That's good.
Oh, yes. And Ravensview. I mean, you don't really stream anymore per se.
No, I used to stream trucks and trains on Twitch.
But now you've moved. You've stepped into upper management. You're now doing a podcast instead of streaming video games.
Yes, just talking about people doing Twitch.
Yeah.
Some of my best friends do Twitch. Yeah. But yeah, that was a feel good story. Yeah. And then I found another feel good story of a sort.
Oh no.
I'd naively assumed that online games were relatively clean, but if you do a not that I want anybody to do it, but if you do a search for sex games on Steam, there's an adults only wall, but behind that adults only wall, there's hundreds of games on Steam.
Wait a minute. How did you get to this?
Well, somebody sent me a link about this interesting mod for Sim 4.
Okay. We know Sim 4. We love Sim 4.
Sim 4, lots of characters, and people love the realism. Where apparently it's fairly vanilla. They wear clothes and maybe they shake hands and something. But there is a sex mod called Wicked Whims.
Okay, tell me more.
And the developer has said it is launched meaning somebody clicks on it. On a server, like somebody pings a server, 400,000 times a day.
What? Like a single person or like cumulatively?
No, 400,000. But he says this is many users launching it several times a day because his quote was, "Horny doesn't sleep."
True. Accurate. Yeah. Anybody who's stayed in a cheap hotel knows this.
But it includes, allegedly, not that I ever looked at any of the videos after reading this article, it includes fully animated and interactive sex and also some nuanced attraction systems. Like it's not just sex.
Oh, my Lord. We are going to get the rated R label for this episode of the podcast now.
So I did for research purposes only. I found some videos, and there's very cheesy soundtracks. It's definitely B grade or D grade porn soundtracks.
Like to this in this mod.
In this mod, yeah. I mean, they do things, and then there's just like bad soundtracks, like. So it's not
okay.
It's not really good porn, but it does add realism to the game, and I didn't realize what was behind this AO adults only. Well, there's stuff behind the adults only.
That's okay. So, right. Okay. Wicked Whims. Wicked Whims.
Moving on.
Yeah, I really don't know what to say to that. Only to say that.
I lost your mic.
Uh-oh, really? I still
And
hear
there we go.
myself on the show.
There we go. There we go.
Only to say that I haven't really given the darker side of Steam much thought.
Well, same here. That's why I was surprised that, oh, look, okay.
Yeah, Kit in the chat says, interesting. I also didn't know about all of that. Yeah.
Sorry.
Now you have to go shower. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah. But anyways, I looked and there's also associated with that is more adult only games. There's a medieval combat game, a sim called Half Sword, which was launched today.
Okay.
And it is described as a physics-based melee brawler, equal parts gore and clumsiness as players face off and try to slash each other's faces with wildly swung swords and axes and spears.
Oh gosh,
There's a
look at this.
there's a
This is
song.
crazy.
There's a song. Hit his head, make him beg, crack his skulls like a rotten egg, push his face into the mud, bathe your blade in the bastard's blood, and
Oh
it
my
goes
god,
on.
this is so visceral.
I know, I know.
So
It's
it's like the whole premise is combat, medieval combat.
yeah, and this cheesy little song about gore and stuff like this, and you, yeah, you
Is
again,
is it virtual reality or is it? Because I mean, these ragdoll physics are something else. Like I'm just looking at the B-roll here,
yeah,
and it's their arms they're dislocating out of their shoulders.
yeah, yeah.
And oh
Well,
geez, he just rammed that sword right through that guy's Adam's apple. Jeez.
well, at least it was quick.
Yeah, I suppose. Okay, Half Sword, check it out. Thank you to
Yeah,
whoever wrote this article.
yeah. It was PC Gamer, I think.
Ah, PC Gamer, always
Yeah,
good.
yeah. But then I was looking. I mean, I was looking at that, and I was. It is gory, but is it a good game? Is it a bad game?
Uh-huh.
And that's our next one I found was talking about the worst game of 2026, and they think it's also already the worst for the decade.
Wait, we are like a month into the year. How is this already the worst game of 2026?
I know.
Like, hold
So
on. We still have
I
11
know.
more months to go here.
I know, which is perhaps a caution to following all these lists of the best and the worst, and but it's called Code Violet Horror Action. It's on a PlayStation. You navigate a mysterious compound filled with ferocious prehistoric dinosaurs and hostile forces. They don't give much details other than it's good concept, poorly executed, and Metacritic gives it a 27 out of 100, which is one of the all-time low scores apparently. So, sorry, was your dog barking?
No, I'm just listening. I'm listening for the garage door. I forgot
Oh,
to mention at the beginning of the show that the dog nephew is coming to stay this weekend. So
uh,
when Carlo gets home, a dog might maul me to death. It's
oh,
entirely possible.
oh, okay,
So
okay. Well,
I
I'll carry.
apologize in advance. But carry on.
I'll
Carry on.
I'll carry on if you're mauled. Yeah, and
Yeah.
call 911.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah,
do
it's
a
fine.
we'll send a SWAT team.
So it's called Code Violet. Is that what you said?
Code Violet, and I wasn't able to find out much about why it's terrible, other than the fact that it is terrible, very poorly executed. So,
In terms of story or design or I mean, it looks like a nice game. Just looking at the B-roll, it looks like the cinematics look pretty good. I don't know where they went from like horror to T-Rex though.
well,
That's quite a story leap, but
it's probably necessary to at some point to bite somebody's head off.
yeah, true.
So, but don't know. I was digging around to try to figure out what does make a bad video game. When's a video game bad? I looked at Quora and places like that and thought, um, you can have really unresponsive controls or weird controls, like where it's control alt left, to just move forward or something like this, or the scenes are all the same, so it's boring, or the AI is stupid, like the cars in Truck Simulator, where they just leap at you.
I feel
Or
like the cars in Truck Sim though are actually becoming
well,
more and more realistic to
well, I know.
like
Yes, yes,
it's
yes.
becoming more immersive.
Yes. As a seasoned driver, I try to explain that to new people that don't have a driver's license yet, that are complaining how unrealistic it is. It's no, people do that. People do
Yeah.
drive into the side of your car.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are stupid.
So I've given this some thought as well because I seen that you had put this in the show notes and I thought it would be
Yeah.
a good discussion. There's a few things that I think make a video game bad. The first thing is when the game fights the player instead of challenging the player. So like good difficulty is like, oh, I screwed this part up. I want to reload to an
Yeah.
old save.
Yeah.
Bad difficulty is like they screwed this up. I have to go back to an old save. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think signs of that, like you said, are like sluggish controls, things that are unpredictable, um, like random enemies that are just, I don't know, like randomness in the game that overrides the player's skill, basically. It creates like this learned helplessness, I think, that we have to sort of try to navigate. Yeah.
Yeah, or challenges where you find out that you were in the castle and you were supposed to pick up that pebble 15 scenes before, because who knew you'd need the magic pebble?
Yes, and it's not in any guide anywhere.
No.
Right? Yeah. I would say another one is the game doesn't respect my time. So this is a big one because like super long cutscenes that you can't skip before hard sections are super annoying. And losing 4 hours of progress because a single small mistake is a little bit annoying, or like having to backtrack for things, or fetch quests when you have to do all these little quest runs everywhere. And like especially the quests where it's like you got to talk to person A, and then person A tells you to talk to person B, and then person B tells you to talk to C, and C tells you to go back to talk to A, and then A tells you to go talk to D to finish the whole quest, and you're doing this milk run in the like that used to be fun in the Fallout days, but now that I'm older and more impatient.
No, except you're not getting anywhere because you forgot that you were supposed to look behind the haystack and talk to the sheep.
Yes, but the sheep's dead and you can't talk to it anyways. So yeah.
Or even just techie things like a shitty frame rate or the load time takes forever. Like just
mechanics that don't talk to each other, right? Like missions that require stealth, but there's literally no possible way for you to be stealthy or something like that, or like no clear feedback. So like did what I just do actually affect the bottom line of the story?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, but it's a poor design and it's shitty testing and it's profit over quality. Which kind of brings me to my next point, if you want to.
Yeah. Sorry, you got me on a tangent. I have no idea the stories that he's picked out, you guys. So I just like I'm running with
I don't want to rush. I don't want to rush you off your tangent because it's good. It's good, and then we could get this as we should get more discussion in the group somehow about what makes a good or a bad game, because I'm sure there's a lot of ideas out there.
Yeah. We would love to hear what you have to say. If you want to share in the conversation, email us at info@wejustlovegames.com or post in the Mailstack channel in the Discord. Yeah.
Yes, excellent. But what are the consequences of a bad game or bad management? Well, speaking of Ubisoft.
Okay.
Yeah, the saga continues. I mean, if you look, if anybody, if you look online, there's tons of articles about this because they're still in free fall. Their shares are still like €4 or €5, which is still like $5 or $6. Like that's no big deal. The layoffs are continuing. They're hoping that 200 employees at Paris will just agree to quit so they don't have to try to fire them because we had reported on the Halifax union that briefly existed for Ubisoft, but there are a lot of employees around the world, and they already are unionized. So they're talking about strikes for multiple locations. But if there's no money, if you like, they got €1 billion losses. So well, it's kind of like our Canada Post here going on strike. Yeah, but there's no money.
Yeah, I think that I mean this it's very clear to me that this is about forcing people to quit without any sort of compensation
Yeah. Oh
and
yes.
using the RCC process to negotiate
Mm.
that in a voluntary way rather than involuntary layoffs, which I think is a little bit coercive. Well, a little bit is an understatement, but
But unions in Europe, some of them are pretty badass.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know.
Europe is decades ahead,
Yeah.
decades
You'll
ahead.
have somebody will go on strike, and suddenly you've got all the workers in the city are on strike.
Hmm.
So
But I think in reality, like Ubisoft is facing tough financial realities. They do have to cut jobs, but this is just another example of how people are not protected,
yeah,
and there is a lot of precarity that exists in the video game
yeah,
industry.
yeah, yeah. They've there was a story about the pre-alpha images from Prince of Persia, which they have canceled development on. Somebody leaked the pre-alpha images, and they are so good. Uh, this should be in that article. and and that was it. They said they're so good. It was like rubbing salt in the wound. By the way, this is what you're not getting. Mm, yeah, yeah. No, we're not doing that. Mm. Well, I did read some articles talking about that this is a value buy. They're advising that this is whatever you call it in stocks. This is undervalued. Snap it up at four euros because people are saying it's going to go back up again or not. So. But yeah, it's a precarious industry, software development, I guess, because you can. There's not always a lot of good protection, and the companies sometimes just leap too far. And if it's bad management or bad timing, then there you are, canceled. You'd pass me a link for another article from Variety talking about job losses in the U.S.
Yeah, I just quickly apologize. I was muted.
Uh,
I was
uh,
muted, and so you guys probably didn't hear. You probably just heard Raven having a conversation with himself.
uh, uh,
I was
Carry on.
talking about how the images look really great.
Mm.
Sorry, continue.
Yes, you'd passed me an article on from Variety about job losses. They did a survey and they found that 1/3 of U.S. video game industry workers were laid off over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
But I was trying to figure out, is that significant? I asked the AI because that's I did my research. I
You asked the AI.
as the AI, but typical turnover per year is about 22%. So does that equal what, 33% over 2 years? Not really.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's still an industry where there is a very high turnover compared to other. And they also found that 82% of the U.S. based respondents supported the concept of a union.
Well, I
I
mean,
get, of
yeah.
course. Yeah.
This sort of thing is happening to all software developer companies and developers, not
Mm,
just game developers. Like, you know, I think these days most job postings are fake or scams.
mm,
And there are now, in the development industry, anyways, there are now even more layers of interviews and assessments to get jobs. And it was already an insane amount compared to any other area of work. So now, people are having to interview with AI and then hope that they aren't stealing, that the company isn't stealing their likeness or their work, because you probably have to do some like mock coding with agentic AI in
You
an
mean the
HR.
sorry, you mean the interview is being done by AI? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, in some
Yes, yes.
instances. And then, so we're just seeing more of it now. And then the white collar work is just going to follow, right? People tend to think that higher paid
Uh-huh.
white collar workers are immune to this sort of thing, but that's not
Mm,
true. So it's a concern. I think the motive behind AI is to eliminate labor costs and relations in companies.
yeah.
And, you know, the class that owns things wants to recreate the 100% profits
Mm,
that they were getting with more
mm, mm, mm.
difficult times, if you know what I mean. So they already basically do this with a lot of kinds of extractive labor, right? Like they profit off of like sweatshops.
Yeah.
Perfect example. And, Elon wants to be a trillionaire, so he sees that the path forward is not just about owning more means of production, but also the labor of that production too. And it's a scary time. It's a scary time.
Mhm.
Anyways,
Yeah.
yeah. If you're listening and you're a video game developer, you want to lend your 2 cents, we'd love to hear what you have to say.
Yeah. Now, my son did use AI for his last job application uh, because he was applying for a government job here in Ottawa, and there are very strict rules about what's supposed to be buzzwords and things you're supposed to emphasize and not. Some of them official and some of them that everybody knows about.
Yeah.
So the trick is to take your resume and massage your resume so that it fits all the buzzwords.
Right. So he used AI as an assistant rather than to write his resume, basically.
Well, he did ask it. I mean, he had to write the resume. He did ask it to take these rules here and take my resume and mush them together.
Right.
And then he passed it on to me and he said, "Okay, now can you help me make this look like it wasn't written by an AI?" So,
Hmm.
but I'm sure there's a mod for that too. But
I mean, that's and this all goes without saying, like the the rocky situation in the game development industry with people getting laid off. Like, what about the people that are still in the industry? And like, what if you need medical coverage? Like, what if you live with type 1 diabetes and you
mm, mm, mm.
need you need insulin every
Yeah, yeah,
month,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
you need a continuous glucose monitor, which is, I don't know, about $150 Canadian for 10 days.
Mm,
So you're looking at $450 a month just for the sensors for your continuous
Yeah.
glucose monitor. Not to
Yeah.
mention the insulin pump, which is anywhere from $5 to $12,000-$15,000 for an insulin pump. So what do you do if you're not covered? You literally cannot go into that industry
No.
because I mean it's
It's too risky.
yeah.
But a lot
Anyways,
go in as contract. It's a big industry for contract workers because you got a project. You just hire some people for 6 months. You go like hell, and then okay, bugger
yeah.
off.
Anyways, what else have you got on the docket?
One last topic. The So we were talking about bad or expensive games. What can users do? You could, well, don't buy the game. If you don't like it, don't play the game. Stop complaining. Or or you can fight back. In the EU, uh, European Union, there's a thing called a citizens initiative, where if you get enough votes on a petition, then you can actually have them consider the parliament consider legislation.
Okay.
And so the one they're looking at is stop killing games,
Okay.
which I had to. What's that mean? After several years, if you've got a game that's very network reliant, like you really have to go through the developer's server to play this game, after several years, what they do is they shut down the server and they move on to something else. And there you are, you and your buddies, you've all bought this game and you can't play the game anymore. That sucks.
Yeah.
So what they're going to do is, what they're looking for as a solution is they don't want to make it against the law for you to turn off your server, but think of a plan B, like put in the hooks so that users can have a fan base server, like
Yeah.
so something can take over after.
Yeah. And that's not to say like the creativity that is lost when you decide to hit the kill switch on something like this. I mean, the game files the game files are still there and the content, but the access to it goes out the window. So it's kind of sad. Anyways, this petition looks really interesting.
Yeah, interesting that they can do that. Because the EU they have different digital rules. They're the ones that came out with a lot of the rules against I don't know, things against Facebook and others. So trying to get privacy related things. Who is this guy?
I don't know. It's the man himself who developed this thing. It's this great picture. Moritz Katzner. I'm gonna pull the B-roll up again so you guys can see this beautiful beast of a man.
Hi, I'm Moritz. Yes, you are.
Just in case you missed it.
Oh.
That's pretty good.
I'm thinking maybe he shouldn't be the one that presents the petition.
We should have him on the show as a guest to talk about it.
Right, he
That
might
would be great.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyways, that was a great story.
Yeah, thank you. Well, one more, one not. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for finding it. You found it for me, didn't you? The final one is in the UK also, which is not UK is not EU, but they've received permission to go ahead with a lawsuit against Valve over Steam prices.
Okay.
You can the Steam prices they're alleging that Steam has abusing its market dominance as these corporations tend to do by imposing restrictive terms on game publishers.
Yep.
And then locking you into using Steam if you want any additional content. If you want to buy mods or DLC, anything, got to go through Steam. And they estimate there's a excessive commission of up to 30% on a game just because of this. And just as a final number, in 2025, Steam released 19,000 games with a revenue of $11.7 billion.
That's astronomical.
Yeah. So,
I mean, Valve may be the best storefront, but they are involved in shady practices that are illegal in the UK and possibly elsewhere. That's speculative. I'm not making any sort of accusations here on this show. Please don't sue me. But like, the price of games in the UK is pretty high. They are in Canada as well. I think they're overpriced on Steam. And a lot of it is just Steam is just sort of littered with a lot of this low effort garbage, like these video games that are just really terrible. And it's like $20-$30 for a game. Or it's not suitable for work garbage. Like the black market of Steam. The different the Steam room of Steam, if you will.
Yeah. But even $10 ones. I mean, there's way too there's so many cheap ones because it's easy to get. Well, I don't know. You find a few of these developers that have just been laid off from somewhere, and they crank away for a week, and suddenly there's another.
Yeah.
You get what you pay for, and there's another crappy little game.
Yeah.
That's a depressing way to finish the news.
Well, if you want some deals and you don't want to pay full price, there are a couple of games that RTZ has flagged this week that you should check out. The first one called Rustler, Grand Theft Horse. I think we talked about that on the last episode of Gamestack, but a new one on the list also. Actually, this is part of the 19th annual Indiecade Festival. Sorry. On Steam, and so you can as part of that pick up a bunch of games that are on sale. Cairn is $35, marked down 10%. Ooh, big savings. But there's other games like Wednesdays and Goodnight Universe, Tempopo, Lo-Fi Room, a bunch of others that you might be really interested in playing. So check those out.
Interesting.
If you want, yeah. Anyways, that's the news. Let's roll into stocks. These prices are in comparison to our previous episode of Gamestack Podcast. This week, Sony closed out at $22.10, a difference of a 99-cent decrease. Microsoft down $35.66 at $430.29. Nintendo down $15.38 at $1.29. Take-Two Interactive down $25.43 at $220.30. EA closing out at $203.92, down 8 cents. $76.39 for 10 cents, just up 4 cents, not 10 cents. Roblox Corp closed out at $8.36, cheaper at $65.76. This week, video game stocks took a bit damage as the market hit risk-off mode. Big platform players like Microsoft and Sony held up, I think, a little bit better. There's been some defensive builds and diversified loadouts, but meanwhile, content-driven names like Take-Two and Roblox saw heavier swings as investors stayed cautious around growth and big upcoming releases. Nintendo traded sideways to down as the market waits for clearer next-gen hardware signals, and EA stayed steady doing what it does best, grinding recurring revenue. Tencent moved with broader China and tech sentiment, no major gaming-specific catalyst this week. So the bottom line overall is no new bosses defeated, just consolidation and volatility and players waiting for the next big patch update. That is the stocks. I suppose we can roll over into our Game Stack challenge for the week. And Raven, do you remember what the stack challenge was?
Was it was not a game that a game that we had not gotten around to that was sitting in our closet gathering dust?
Yeah, get back to your backlog.
Mm.
That was the challenge. So we asked people to post screenshots of games that you put down and was slowly eroding your sanity with the constant reminder that you've abandoned it. So this first screenshot comes from Schneewolf. Schneewolf says, I mean, the really shameful gem of my backlog is Baldur's Gate 3. I was 100% hyped for that game ever since I heard about it, followed it very closely since release. This was the game I waited for. Pen and paper freedom and single player video gaming combined. It was a dream come true. So when it finally came out for Xbox, my only device powerful enough for it back in the day, I finally got it. For a up-to-date screenshot of that, I'd have to get my console back out of storage. So here's an old one, but to this day, I haven't even reached the first settlement. Just pulled the mage out of some portal because life got really ugly just after I got it, and I associate the game with that time now. Oh, that's too bad. That often happens for a lot of us too. But they've got Schneewolf has a screenshot of a level 1 cleric, and she's pretty awesome. She's got some long hair with like peach bangs. I love the peach bangs. It's great. Our next photo comes to us from me. This is my submission. And guys, I picked up my Switch and I played some Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And I had probably the best experience in Tears of the Kingdom that I had so far playing the game, just from picking it up again. This picture is of Link with the Master Sword. And if you don't know about the Master Sword in Zelda Raven, it is the ultimate sword of swords. The sword is unbreakable. It basically is like the special weapon in Zelda. But anyways, the story behind the Master Sword for me in Tears of the Kingdom was that I literally stumbled upon this sword in the world. I was out flying with my hanger in the air when I seen this bright, wispy light creature floating through the sky. And it turns out that it was the Dragon of Light. And when you land on the Dragon of Light, this is me standing on the back of the dragon's head, there was this sword just in its hair, wrapped in its hair. And you walk up to the sword and it says, pull sword out. And then there's this like cinematic and you've got to do like smashing of the buttons. And then you pull this sword out and lo and behold, it is the Master Sword. And I was like, did I literally just stumble upon the Master Sword in this game? Like the Master Sword is like the one thing that people work towards in Zelda, and they've tried so hard to figure out how to get it. And I just sort of like stumbled upon it while I was out in the world. It was just the best moment. I don't know. Anyways, so that was really cool. I did take some pictures of that. Then I also took this picture of a boss fight. So part of the Tears of the Kingdom, you have to go searching for for Zelda, the Legend of Zelda. You have to go searching for Zelda. There she is, Princess Zelda, and I had to fight this demonic creature that was absolutely terrifying. So that was a good screenshot. And then also this screenshot of a praying statue where you can go and cash in for some hearts or stamina if you have enough, what are they called? Oh, I can't remember now. Anyways, that was some good photos. We also have another submission here from Sater. Sater says, diving back into Satisfactory, the backup power room for my main production facility. And this is awesome. They've got a bunch of generators. These look like biogenerators. And there's like conveyor belts with a bunch of like biofuel pucks going into them. This is like compressed down leaves and twigs and stuff that goes into these generators, and it incinerates in the generator and it creates energy, and they've got all these different lights. It looks really good. This one here from, who is this from? RTZ13. RTZ says, to me, this was The Witcher 1. Been playing since release 2007, but never actually finished it until a couple weeks ago when I picked up an old save and managed to complete. I'm happy I did. It was great. And here's a picture of his character overlooking the ocean, and another one with a building on fire. Oh dear. And there's children by that fire. Do you see? It says boy and boy floating over these two children, and this building is just on fire. Great parenting. Excellent parenting.
They
Yes.
probably started the fire.
Probably.
Yeah.
Another couple from Schneewolf, they said, Contraband Police, the game I built a PC for last year because it didn't run properly on my laptop. Total playtime so far, 23.3 hours. And this is a really funny game where you're basically like you're contraband police. And it's like, I think it's in like Soviet Russia or something like that. Or like communist something. Anyways, those are the Gamestack challenge photos. And do we have a new challenge this week?
I think we were talking before about maybe something around bad games.
Right. What do we call it? We called it Mission Unplayable.
Yes.
The challenge is called Mission Unplayable, and we want you to post screenshots of your most unplayable games that are so bad you can barely go back to them. We will also accept glitches through trees or rocks or broken stuff. Just show us your terrible games.
Yes, because it's not always about you. Sometimes just the game sucks.
Yeah. So, we like to say that we play great games badly, and that is our motto, but sometimes the games are actually just bad. So, alrighty, let's hop into what the community is playing. So this first screenshot comes from me, and this is my tabletop game that I played the day after we did last week's show. I went to a friend of mine's place, and we played Mahjong. And I don't know if you've ever played Mahjong, but you play with these giant tiles, and you've got to create different combinations, sets 3 of a kind or a run of 3. So 5 sets of those and then a pair to get Mahjong. And we played till midnight. It was so fun. And I don't know if you noticed this, but my pile of chips is a lot bigger than everyone else's pile of chips. And so I definitely cleaned up that night playing Mahjong. It was a lot of fun. I also have this screenshot. This is me on the Peloton bike. We have a Peloton, and I started using it to play these games that are on it. It's called Line Break, where you cycle to a playlist of music, and you've got to hit these lanes to get points. And the more lanes that you hit, the higher your score, and it's kind of fun. It's definitely kept me active. So this was my score on my first run, 91%. And 302,000 gems or whatever it is. So
That's cute.
then we have this submission from Alex. She says, all praise the holy strawberry. And it is 3 pigs in a barn. And 2 of the pigs are like mowing down or maybe like kneeling to this strawberry, this holy strawberry. I don't know. It's very cute. Little piglet tails. And then this lovely other photo, it says Porky's Solarium, and it's literally pigs that are roasting a pig over a fire.
That's what I thought.
I don't even know what. Okay. Her caption is, huh? And then this one, she says Split Fiction is so weird. This must be the game that she's playing. It is now pictures of hot dogs. Presumably from the pig that was just roasted, and a little pile of cookies. I don't know. Weird. And then she also posted this one. She says, I like this scene better. And this is in World of Warcraft. And it's her and her friend on a giant swing. And some mushrooms and glowing shrubs in the background. Looks really cute.
Nice.
Then we have this one from RTZ13. This is the most adorable game. This game is called Squeak Ross, Home Squeak Home. And he says, shout out to this game, as I promised, a cute little P-Cross game where you unlock furniture for your little rodent by solving puzzles. And he said it's quite addicting. And here's a shot of his little mouse in the character creation mode, and you can choose your personality, and he chose happy and goofball. And then for squeakiness, you can choose the pitch of the squeakiness. That is adorable. You can even choose their facial features, what kind of paws they have, and their coat. This looks like a type of game that Shalene would love. Anyway, so this is a picture of his little squeaker. And he's got a little scarf on. He looks really adorable. He's in his little house here. There's like a little bed and stuff. And it also looks like there's a mini game, something resembling Minesweeper, maybe. Some maths are involved. Yeah. And here's an adorable picture of him in his cage with this little cheese chair. I can't get over this cheese chair. This is the most adorable. He's all curled up in his bed and he's dreaming about a pear. That's cute. And then we have a couple of shots from SnowRunner. RT said, these are also RTZ photos. He says, copying here for discussion, the joys of virtually driving in snow, thanks to Raven inspiring pictures last week. And this is in SnowRunner. And so he's got a Hummer in the snow here, and he's going through the water. And then he's got another cab over truck here going up a hill with a load on and going down some roads with the moon in the background. Looks really good.
I haven't played that in ages.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Maybe it's time. A couple more. This one from Frankie. She says, something to cheer Shalene up on her recovery. And you guessed it. It is a field of sunflowers. Shalene loves fields of sunflowers, and she loves the screenshots when people send them in. So here's an obligatory sunflower field picture for Shalene. And also a couple more from her. She says, I also went for a swim and did some water jumping. And here she's in the water on some sort of creature with a long tail. And it's got two eyes and a mouth like an anteater. I don't know what she's on. Oh, she says, my Vardvark has a cute little tongue. And it is sticking out its tongue, isn't it? I suppose, yeah.
Oh, like an aardvark, but different.
Vardvark.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. Anyways, those are screenshots and stories. And if you would like to post a screenshot and story, please do so by dropping them in the Discord channel. We love to see what people are up to. If you don't want to participate in the Gamestack Challenge, we always welcome those as well. Okay, let's talk about what we've been playing. So I'll hand things over to you, Raven. What have you been up to?
Well, I played, I still play the occasional ATS Convoy with you.
Yep.
Which is coffee and a chat.
Coffee
basically.
and a chat. It's the best part of Saturday.
Yes. And, but I've also been playing a solo back to my, my economy version or grinder version of ATS, where you're limited as to how much money you can make and how much you have to pay and how fast things break down. So it's a different it's a grind.
I think I need to get this mod and start in it. I think I need to start another profile and do a reality playthrough.
Okay. I'll let you know, because I found some other mods that add to the reality of it. So
yeah, because there's you can go into the settings and you can turn off, or you can turn on realistic fuel consumption and fatigue simulator, and that's about as close as you can get. That's about as close as you can get.
But then this one, it downloads, I think this particular version, he downloads every month, and he changes the fuel prices throughout the U.S.
Okay, so they fluctuate.
Based on now it's based on the gas prices, which is a little off. but the AA, the AAA, the American Automobile Association, publishes state by state prices, so he puts those in.
Get out of
So
town. That's
you have to,
crazy.
you have to check if you're going, from Arizona to California. Well,
Maybe you
check
want to
the
fill
prices.
up first
Yeah,
in
exactly.
California before
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's quite interesting. And another keyboard the other keyboard is my MIDI keyboard I've been playing with more lately, which is a 49 key piano like MIDI keyboard, meaning it controls a synthesizer program on a computer, which in turn I link up to a DAW, digital audio workstation,
Okay.
all to play different tunes, different music, to layer music, to put it into loops.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So you've
that's
been
my other
fiddling with
keyboarding.
like composing
Well,
tracks and stuff?
it's like some games. There's one hell of a learning curve. I'm still getting to the stage of, and of course, like anything else, you find videos, lots of videos online, but it's finding ones that are the version you have and that are up to date.
Right, right.
Yeah, but
Hmm.
that's been my gaming, my keyboards this week.
Keyboards. Did you ever get a new keyboard, like a computer typing keyboard?
Sort of, sort of. I borrowed a Logitech one from my son, a wireless one,
Okay, okay.
and it is much more convenient because because I can just move it around.
Yeah, yeah, you don't have cables or anything. Yeah.
No, and I'm thinking the mouse that I have is a Logitech mouse with a wire on it that's always getting tangled up. They also sell a version that is wireless. Tempted.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're not really playing any games that would require a fast response from a
No,
keyboard. So
no,
it's not too
no.
much of a concern for you. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's wireless, so it's not Bluetooth. It's a wireless, whatever that is. There's a dongle.
Right. It's
Yeah,
probably Bluetooth. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I've been playing Mahjong, and enjoying these Peloton games. I think I'm not going to do that tonight because tonight's going to be my night off, but I will do a workout tomorrow evening. I started on the hard mode, which was like a bad idea
Hmm.
because I was like dying. I was like sweating buckets, and I was like, "This is bad. I'm gonna have a heart attack." So I dialed it back to medium, but now I'm like all bored, and like so that I need to find like this in between medium setting and hard setting, and this line
Hmm.
break in Peloton. I did one ATS run this week, during the week, so hopefully I can get more in this weekend. But yeah, it was just I just went down through Montana
Hmm.
into Kentucky, I think,
With snow,
with snow. Yeah, got the snow on still.
it's pretty.
It is pretty. It is pretty. I'm getting to that point where I'm like ready, I think, to like move into spring now. It's always been that way when I play ETS and ATS. Although I do enjoy driving in the snow in ETS, I think a lot better because it's most of Europe is covered in snow, usually in the
Hmm.
wintertime, right? So yeah. But I do want to get back into Zelda. I've got I've been bitten by the Zelda bug again.
Hmm.
So I still got to get back to the Animal Crossing update. I will play it this week and then I'll talk about it next week on the show. Yeah. Anyways, that's our gameplay. And it's always important to shout out our sponsors. So let's hear from Oak and Crow.
If your morning coffee needs more soul, more character than your usual brew, then Oak and Crow coffee is for you. This is specialty coffee with an attitude, roasted with punk and metal energy straight out of New York's indie scene. Oak and Crow is coffee for people who actually care what's in their cup. Check them out and brew with Oak and Crow coffee at oakandcrow.com to level up your morning ritual.
Thank you to the folks over at Oak and Crow and for our member of the community who has graciously offered up their voice. That's a show, folks. That is a show. Any plugs or announcements from you, Raven?
No, I've got a last word.
Okay. Well, if you want to write into the show, email us at info@wejustlovegames.com. We'd love to hear from you. You can also post in the Mailstack channel on the Discord. We are on facebook.com/wejustlovegames, facebook.com/group/wejustlovegames. And the Discord is the best place to get a hold of us. Navigate to our Twitch page, twitch.tv/wejustlovegames. And in the About section, you can click on the link that will take you right into the Discord. We are on Amazon, Apple, iHeart, Spotify, and many other podcast platforms. Please like, subscribe, and review. We always love to hear from you. We record the show live, 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, right here on twitch.tv/wejustlovegames. Thank you all for listening. And Raven, what is your last word?
Well, my last word is to stay healthy. With the cold weather and the flu, resist the temptation to spend a long night with the adult-only games and get some rest.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.